thank you for joining me today. So before we get started, I have some meditation music on in the background, but I will share the link in the description to the playlist as well in case you can't hear it or just want to play it alongside as well. For this, you might want some blocks, so if you have those handy, go ahead and get those set up. If not, you can just use a couple of books, or if you have boxes or anything that can kind of lift you up and elevate you. So we're going to go ahead and get started in child's pose. So for child's pose, we can have our knees together, arms extended long in front or behind us, or we can keep our toes together, knees come wide, and our head meets the mat. So go ahead and take a few deep inhales and exhales here. Just breathing in and really connecting with the mat. Notice anything that you're feeling. And just acknowledging it without judgment. Breathing in and breathing out. And at your own pace, take about 5 more inhales and exhales here. And when you're ready, slowly coming up into a tabletop position. So knees come about hip width distance apart. Hands directly under the shoulder, pressing the palms of the hands into the mat. Our gaze goes directly down. Inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine. And following your breath with each movement, do about 5 rounds at your own pace. And then bring any organic movements to the body. So maybe shifting the hips side to side or front to back. Or even play with some hip circles. So bringing them around towards the feet and back around. Just do what feels good for you today. And then on your next inhale, you're going to sweep the right arm up. Gaze follows the fingertips. Exhale the hand, sweep it under the left. Drop the head to the mat. For thread the needle. And you can walk your left palm forward for a deeper stretch. Breathing in here. And on your next inhale, slowly bring the left palm to the mat, planting it and untucking the right arm, sweeping it up. Gaze follows the fingertips and slowly drop it down to meet the mat. Shake out the arms a little. Bring any organic movements to the hips. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Gaze follows the fingertips and sweep that left arm through. The head reaches the mat and the right arm can be extended forward, or you can play with it and rest with it on your low back. Again, just breathing here and noticing how it feels in your body. Without judgment, just awareness. And on your next inhale, go ahead and place that right palm down, untucking the left arm. Gaze follows the fingertips, coming back into table. Again, bringing any organic movements back to the body. And then finding your way to the center of your mat in a comfortable seated position. So that can be with legs crossed or on your knees, whichever feels better for you. Gonna inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, drop the right hand and then gently twist up and over. Making sure you're not tucking your shoulder into your ear or dropping into that right hand, but just keeping it open and creating space in the body. Focusing on slow and steady inhales and exhales. And on your next exhale, sweep that right arm up. Exhale the left hand to the mat. Exhale, coming back to center, arms up overhead, and bring them down to the side. And then just gently roll the shoulders back. And then forward. And then dropping the chin to your chest. And gently dropping it to the side and slowly bringing it around for a few neck circles. Pausing anywhere that feels tension and just breathing into that space. And on your next return to center, go ahead and drop the chin again and reverse direction on the other side. And then slowly lifting up. If you're on your knees, you'll just come up. If you're in cross-legged, you'll come up to your knees. And then we're just gonna gently walk our hands forward, extending them long, dropping the forearms to the mat, and bringing our head to meet it for puppy pose. And then slowly lifting up, walking the hands back to a tabletop position. Toes come together, knees come wide, and sitting back into a wide-legged child's pose. If your head can't come all the way to the mat, feel free to take a block or the book to bring the floor closer to you. Taking a couple more breaths here. Slowly walking the hands back into our tabletop position. And then taking the hands and just walking them about a palm length forward. We're going to tuck the toes, press into the hands, gently lift our knees and push back into downward facing dog. Head comes heavy, and go ahead and walk your feet as if you're pedaling to really stretch the back of the legs. And then slowly walk, step, or hop to meet your hands. Keeping a forward fold here. Slight bend in the knees, grabbing opposite elbows with your hands and dropping the head heavy for ragdoll. You can gently bend the knees to bring a little more movement if that feels good. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Interlock all the fingers, just leaving the pointer fingers up. Inhale. Exhale, gently bending over to the right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhaling back to center. Gaze comes up towards the ceiling and gently bending back. Coming back to center, releasing the hands, dropping them to the side, and then gently pedaling your feet out. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to your shins or right around your knees, thinking of your back as if it's flat as a table. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands on the mat. step back into a high plank position, and then slowly lower down. Elbows stay close to the body, core is engaged. And then slowly lifting up for chaturanga. Then pressing back into your downward facing dog, pedaling out your feet if that feels good for you. We're going to inhale the right leg up and bring it forward between our hands, dropping the left knee. So we're in a low lunge position. And this is where your blocks or the books can come in handy if you want to place them alongside the knee. Making sure that the knee and the ankle are in alignment in one straight line. And lifting up, hands can come to the hips or extended alongside the ears. And breathing in here. Slowly exhaling the hands back to the mat, stepping that right foot back and sinking back into child's pose. Slowly coming back into a tabletop position, tucking the toes and sending the hips back for downward facing dog. Go ahead and sweep the left foot up and back and bring it between your hands, dropping the back knee for a lunge on the left side. Again, bringing the blocks to the side if that feels good, to your thigh or hands alongside the ears. Breathing here. Exhale. Hands come to the mat, bringing the foot back and sinking back into child's pose. Slowly coming up into tabletop position and pressing back up into downward facing dog. Go ahead and lift the right leg up and back, bringing it through to meet the hands. And this time lifting up into your high lunge. Again, the knee is in line with the ankle, and there should be equal energy distributed in the front and the back leg. Arms come alongside the ears. Exhale, hands come plant behind that right foot, stepping back into your high plank and flowing through chaturanga. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg up, bringing it through to meet the hands and gently rising to a high crescent lunge on the left hand side. breathing here. Slowly exhaling the hands, framing that front foot, stepping back into your high plank and flowing through. Meeting in downward facing dog, and then slowly dropping the knees, finding your variation of child's pose. Taking a couple breaths here. And then gently coming into your tabletop position. And then go ahead and gently step that right foot forward between the hands and rising up into your low lunge. Inhale, the arms come up alongside overhead. Exhale, the hands and palms to heart center. Inhale, engaging the core, twisting open to that right side. Arms can open or stay at heart center. If you open the arms and want to twist that top arm around the low back, and gaze can come over that shoulder. Inhale, coming back up to center. Planting the hands, framing that front foot, and sending it back into your tabletop position. Inhale, bringing the left foot forward to meet the hands, and slowly rising up to your lunge on the left-hand side. Inhale, palms to heart center. Exhale, twisting open to the left. Opening the arms, if that's what you did on the right-hand side, or twisting and gazing back. Slowly coming back to center. Exhaling, framing that front foot and stepping back so you're back in that tabletop position. Inhale, tuck the toes, pressing back into downward facing dog. Pedaling it out. Inhale, sweeping the right foot up, bringing it through between the hands and rising up to crescent lunge on the right hand side. Inhale, hands to heart center, engaging the core and twisting open to the right. Again, hands can come open or around, and the gaze can come back. Slowly coming back to center. Exhale the hands, frame the front foot, stepping back into your high plank, flowing through chaturanga, and meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot comes up, between the hands, rising up to crescent lunge on the left hand side. Exhale, palms come to heart center and twisting open to the left. Opening the arms, twisting deeper, looking over that back shoulder, or staying where you are, just meeting your body where it's at today. Slowly coming back to center. Exhale, frame that front foot, stepping back, flowing through and meeting in downward facing dog. Pedaling out your dog and then slowly dropping the knees for child's pose. Walking the hands back, coming into your tabletop position, and coming back into downward facing dog. We're going to lift that right leg up and back, send it through to meet the hands, opening up into warrior one. So the back foot is at about a 45-degree angle, and think of your hips as headlights. So you want them facing as forward as you can. Arms alongside the ears. And then gently shifting that back foot so it's parallel with the back edge of the mat, and we're going to open up into warrior two. Gaze comes up across that middle finger, and there's equal distribution in your front and your back leg. You're going to inhale, flip the front palm up so it's facing the ceiling, dropping the back palm to meet the back leg, and sweeping that front arm up. Gaze follows the top for side angle. Or sorry, reverse. Gently coming back into warrior two. Windmilling the hands forward, planting them, framing that front foot, and stepping back and flow through. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left foot up. Bring it forward to meet the hands. Dropping that back foot to that 45 degrees and lifting up into warrior one. Keeping those hips like headlights. And then slowly shifting that back foot so it's parallel with the back edge of the mat. Opening the hands. Gaze comes over the middle finger for warrior two. Inhale, flipping the front palm. Exhale, dropping the back hand to meet the back of the leg. Front arm comes up, gaze follows, reverse warrior. And slowly coming back into warrior two, windmilling the hands, framing the front foot, and flowing through your chaturanga. meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up and back, bring it between the hands, rising up to warrior one, and then slowly opening to your warrior two. And then we're just going to bring some organic movement to the body. So just inhaling, straightening that front leg. Exhale, bending back into it. Inhaling, straighten. Exhaling, bend. And on your next straighten, we're going to go ahead and shift the hips forward and bring that front foot so it's turned in just like the back foot. Hands at the hips, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold so that the hands meet the mat or a block or a book. Dropping the neck and just breathing here. Keeping a slight bend in the knees so that they're not locked. And then we're going to gently shift the weight into our right knee, coming down. Chest stays up and lifted for spider pose. And then just slowly walking the hands over, bending into the left knee, stretching on the other side. And go through a few rounds of this at your own pace, following your breath. So inhaling up, walking over to the right. Exhale. Inhale, walking the hands back over to the left. Exhale. And on your next round, once you finish, coming back to center for that forward fold. And then go ahead and walk the palms forward, framing that left foot, turning the back foot now into that 45 degrees and slowly rising up to warrior one on the other side. Exhale, the arms open into your warrior two. And then bring some of those organic movements back. So inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Hands come to your waist. Gently shifting the toes so they're pointing inward. Keeping the back straight, core engaged. Exhale, forward fold. Again, hands come to the mat or to a block. Still keeping that gentle bend in the knees. And then we're slowly going to heel toe our feet back to center so they're hip width distance apart. Gentle bend in the knees, grabbing opposite elbows, dropping the head and neck for ragdoll. Inhale, drop the hands to the mat. Exhale, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing. Gently shaking out the knees, the legs. We're going to shift our weight into our left foot, and we're going to come into tree pose. So keep a gentle bend in that left foot, just enough. Core is going to stay engaged, and then we're going to sweep that right foot either to our shin, our inner thigh, or in the groin, just anywhere besides your knee. And then slowly bringing your hands to heart center. Taking a couple breaths here. And then opening, reaching your arms up overhead. And really focusing on openness here. So shoulders are not tucking into the ears, they're just gently extended. And the hips, think open, as if you're peeling them apart. Focusing your gaze to a focal point in front of you, your drishti, will help you stay balanced. And if you fall out, take a couple breaths, give yourself grace, and gently return. Bringing the palms together, exhaling them into heart center, and slowly dropping that right leg. Shaking it out, planting the right foot down, and slowly finding your tree pose on the other side. Palms come to heart center. Exhaling the arms up overhead. Again, thinking openness on this side. Breathing here. And slowly exhaling the palms to heart center, releasing your tree and shaking it out. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands and flow through your chaturanga, or just meet us in downward facing dog. And then gently drop the knees, finding your way into your child's pose. Taking about 5 breaths here, really connecting with the mat. And when you're ready, slowly pressing up into downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring it in towards your chest, core is engaged. Step it through between your hands, dropping the back knee, untucking the back toe. So we're in a low lunge. And we're gently going to heel toe the foot up, open to the side. And we're going to take the hand and bring it inside that right thigh. And you can take a block to bring the floor closer to you. Really thinking about an open chest here, not hunching forward. This is lizard pose. If you feel like you can get deeper, you can go ahead and bring your elbows or your forearms down to the mat. And you can do this with blocks as well. And that'll give a deeper stretch into the hips. Or just stay here. Breathing. And then slowly heel toeing that foot back to center. The hands are framing it. Now untuck the back toe and send that right foot back, sending it up and back for three-legged dog, and then down into downward facing dog. Pedaling it out, inhaling the left foot up, drawing it in, strong core up towards the chest, stepping it through to meet the hands, dropping the back knee, untucking the back toes, and slowly heel toeing that left foot open for lizard on the other side. And this is one of those poses where you may feel a lot more open on one side versus the other. So feel free to use blocks or try a different variation to meet your needs on the other side. And slowly heel toeing that foot back in between the hands, tucking those back toes, lifting the knee, sending the left foot up and back for three-legged dog, and dropping it down for downward facing dog, pedaling it out, dropping the knees, we're going to come onto our knees. Hands come up onto our thighs, sitting tall. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly walking your hands forward. Spreading the knees wide, toes come together into child's pose. And on your next exhale, gently walk your hands back up, knees come back together, and slowly finding your way onto your belly. We're going to take our hands and place them right under our armpits. Elbows are going to come tucked into the side. The tops of the feet are flat on the mat. Gaze is just slightly forward. I'm going to inhale, gently lift the chest. Exhale, right ear comes to the mat, arms come alongside. Your next inhale, bringing the hands back to the sides of the body, elbows tucked, and then gently lifting up. Baby cobra on the other side. Gaze is upward. Small stretch in the lower back. Exhale, left ear to the mat. Hands come alongside. And then bend your knees and just windshield wiper your feet back and forth. And then slowly pushing up, finding your way onto your back. Hugging the knees into the chest and just gently rocking side to side. Meeting back in the center, go ahead and grab that right leg, hugging the knee in, and extend the left leg down. So gently just pulling that knee into the armpit. And making sure that the left hip isn't lifting off the mat, keeping it planted. We're going to slowly peel that right leg open. Slowly inhaling it back to center. Bringing that left knee back up into the chest. Grabbing onto the left leg, extending the right leg long. Breathing here. And ensuring that right hip is glued, and then slowly peeling open the left hip. Slowly bringing it back to center, both knees into the chest. Gently rocking side to side, and then grabbing either your shins or the outside of your feet for happy baby. And you can rock side to side here if that feels good. And then slowly bringing the knees together and dropping the feet to the mat. Go ahead and drop them over to the right side. Hands can come out into a T or in cactus arms. And gaze will come over to the left. Slowly bringing the knees back to center, dropping them over to the left hand side, and switching the gaze over to the right. Slowly bringing the knees back to center. And then if you have a block, you can grab a block, or if you're near a couch or a bed or a wall, you can go up to either any of those things, and we're gonna do waterfall or legs against the wall. So if you have a block or a book, you can go ahead and place it just right under your low back, or if you're by the couch, just get your butt kind of, or up against the wall, just get your butt as close to it as you can, and then just gently lift the legs up overhead. And you can do this without any support as well. And bring any organic movement that feels good into the body. So maybe circling the ankles a little bit. Or maybe bending a knee and another. Or just staying still, whatever feels good for you. Slowly dropping the knees, releasing the block. Soles of the feet come together. Right hand comes to the belly, left hand to the heart for Supta Baddha Konasana. Breathing here. And slowly releasing, bringing your legs together and taking any final movements before finding your way onto your back for Shavasana. Grabbing any blankets, pillows, or props for under your knees or behind your head to make yourself comfortable. We'll be here for about 4 to 5 minutes. So get cozy, relax, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. With your eyes still closed, gently bringing some small movements back into the body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. And slowly rolling to your right side. And then gently pressing up into a comfortable seated position with your eyes still closed. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. And keeping your eyes closed, at the end of every class, I like to read a little quote. So today I'll share this one. It's a small blurb from a longer poem. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it is not pretty, every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.